Easy does it. Over the time. Where does it stop with you? They're trying to draw the line. You got the body, now you want my soul. Don't even think about it. Say no go. What is happening, YouTube? What is happening? It is I, Craig Harris, the Pope of Xbox, your aggregate Ayatollah, your information beauty. How you doing? How you doing this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are on this great round blue ball that we sit on. So as we float through, it is November 22nd. It is Thanksgiving Eve. So what is happening from the East Coast to the West Coast? All the people in Greenland. I get subs in Greenland, Japan. Big shout out to the U.S. Soldiers over there in Japan that are serving. Appreciate your service. Heart goes out to you all. Heard there was a military plane crash out there. 10 or 11 people are MIA. Certainly hope, praying for good news on that end. Shout out to the people in Scandinavia, Poland, England, all the lands. You know, this all over the country. What is happening is we are joined by the guest of honor. The Cardinal, J-Dub City, is now in the house. What is happening, J-Dub City?
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy J-Dub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation.
What is happening? Now, if you all who don't know, I literally just tweeted J-Dub, what, like 45 seconds ago that popping on?
Yeah. Just a couple of minutes ago.
Coach pointing to the picture. Hey, you got to get on in there. But how's your family doing, J-Dub? How's your family, bro?
Everybody's good, bro. Can't complain. Everybody's good.
All right. I also, for people out there who don't know, I did invite Cycle Gamer. I don't know if he's working today. Everybody's got different schedules. I'm lucky the way my schedule fell. I had the whole week off. That's just the way the schedule broke. Nice. Because I was already off Thanksgiving, and I switched. I worked for somebody Sunday, and they're working for me right now. So that's why I'm able to sit here right now, because she's working for me, and I don't have to be back for 72 more hours. So I am here. I'm ready to get my eat on. So what's going to be on your, if you celebrate the holiday, J-Dub, what's going to be on your family's plates tomorrow about this time?
The same as everybody else, man. Some turkey, some dressing, and cranberry, and all the fixings that's going to pack on another 20 pounds on us.
Now you're talking. Yeah, we're doing a pork roast. We're doing ribs. We're doing turkey. Yeah, I know. It's Thanksgiving. There's just different people coming. I was just like, well, buy what's on sale, and if it's warm enough, we'll grill on out. And so that's I volunteered my brother's grill, and he's cool with it. He's like, yeah, come on through. So yeah, we gonna start about this time tomorrow. Well, I've already started. I've already eaten some chicken.
I see.
Early this morning. Shout out to Jimmy B Gaming, because he loves his chicken, and so do I. So I got that turkey sauce and everything. But what's up, man? What you been playing, and what's been going on? Have you been following any of the gaming news?
I have, man. Obviously, I've been on the GT Sport, The Last Guardian. I'm trying to go ahead and finish that. I'm at the end. I got the Skyrim VR, which I've yet to pop in and do the whole streaming thing. I'm going to do that today.
Cool.
And I got Skyrim. I'll probably do it in a couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, everybody sub if he streams that. Now, how does that stream versus the VR? What can we expect to see? And is there a certain way to kind of watch that so we can all kind of just get a sense on what you're kind of going through?
Yeah, I want to see, again, the immersion factor. Obviously, people have seen me stream GT Sport in VR and some other games like Farpoint.
Yeah.
But this is the first time, Skyrim, the whole complete game, being able to immerse yourself inside the world where, you have your shield, you have your sword, and, you're able to walk everywhere. That's just nuts. So I'm looking forward to that. You guys will get the perspective of the VR as well, but obviously it has to convert to a regular 2D screen. So either way, you should be able to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and again, I think it was a day one buy for me. I couldn't pass it up. I'm looking forward to that Fallout 4 in VR. That's going to be nuts. And Doom too, the VFR version, the FVR version.
Yeah, which, if people who don't know, VR it's actually selling. I don't know if it's that price point or because that's without the camera, but it looks like a lot of people have been able to convince themselves to make that leap just based on Amazon and whatever else people use. And so what do you think that this is kind of the year that we see an increase in sales on VR?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, thing about it is, folks have been saying that, VR is dead and all kind of stuff like that. And Sony, I mean, they have a way of making a believer out of you. They will, they're supporting this thing head over heels, and a lot of people's dismay, they're making ton of games for it, and not only just ton of games, but they're, supporting with the V2 model. That it's the same exact model. It just the headphones are kind of built into the unit. Has the custom 3D audio headphones, just like the first version had, as well as it has the HDR bypass. That means you don't have to unplug your VR unit to have HDR on the TV. So that's all that is.
All right.
But I think everyone, I went out and bought a second VR unit yesterday. The price $199. I mean, you can't beat that for new technology. I mean, it is what it is. $199. That's that magical price point. Everybody needs to go and pick it up. There's a ton of games coming out. It's going to be supported for a long time. Once you try a game in VR, there's no going back.
Yeah. No, it's Andrew Wilkins is saying that VR is above the 1S on Amazon best-selling list now. Well, I thought, now remember me and J-Dub, we talked to you all. J-Dub was like, what price do you think it needs to get to? I'm like, well, for me, $199.
Yeah.
I said, it's got to get to that point, because for me, now you're in my wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? I said, so, because I have a big heart but humble means, but I know this doesn't come with is it with the camera or the move sticks or something like that?
It doesn't come with the move sticks. But not every game you need to move sticks. For example, I race in GT Sport. I mean, basically, I just need the headset and my camera, and I'm good to go. Not every game uses the move controller. Some do, like Skyrim. But there is, the capability to use the controller, your controller as well. Obviously, I recommend the move sticks for the games, even the gun. Even the VR, the gun for games like Farpoint and that SOCOM type game, a lot of the shooters, Doom. I mean, I think it just adds more immersion.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to not the interruption there. Anybody that's doing because Skyrim last gen, you want to call it that, was one of my favorite games. So because they had dragons in it. It's like I didn't think the gameplay was as fun as Oblivion, but the dragons and the fact they were random, you didn't have to go to a certain point for them to be there. They would just be there. I mean, so you'd have to run and hide, because once they saw you, they were trying to kill you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I had a ball playing that game, and I prefer Oblivion. I've said that before. Oblivion is one of my favorite games of. That's in my top, and so, and I know that I know as a Bethesda, they're doing a lot of they're going back doing a lot of the 4K skins for the Xbox. So that's good. I mean, when Oblivion comes out and Fallout 3, I may jump back into that. I don't know. So, but it added value. And again, I take advantage of the backwards compatibility. I know I'm in the minority. So, but hell, if you check my Xbox thing this morning, you can see I was on there getting Mass Effect loaded up, which means I'm going to start playing that here in another day or two, Mass Effect 2. I can confirm that on Mass Effect 1, the Xbox X, at least when you land on the planets. Well, you know, when you get to drive around and stuff like that on Mass Effect 1, the draw distances are a little bit better. Yeah. I can tell you that. And there was a planet that I always go to that has a dual sun. You have a blue sun and you have a red sun. And even on the blue and red sun, you can see from a further distance the kind of plasmid liquid looking sun, how it's kind of moving. You can see that on the X. And then on the Xbox S, you can see it a little bit, but on the X, it does a little bit more. So I can see a little bit more.
Exactly.
You know, well, that's cool. Go ahead, bro.
Keep in mind, Craig, a lot of these Bethesda games are, you know, not full price. They're not $60. You can get them for $29. So, you know, get it while the getting's good, guys.
Yeah, I shout out to OBJ. He says happy holidays to everybody. So shout out to Ian. He's a fan of yours. Kratos, he's here as well. So in the chat. So
all my peeps, what's going on? OBJ, all you guys. I'm not in the chat section now. I'm sitting here playing that Forza 7 and doing this podcast as well. So
yeah, he's dual tasking. I can't do that. So oh my goodness. Sick Humor's just popped in, and Sick Humor, shout out to your brother. Thanks for joining on. Again, these two brothers are here on. It's not like this was planned. This is short notice personified. Okay, this is you know. So I do appreciate you all coming here. But Sick, what's happening, man? And did you get any sleep? If you're there, Sick. All right,
I'm here. I just
there you go.
Adjusting something on my end real quick. Give me just like maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, you good? All right, bro. I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Sick. We needed explanations. According to Sick's Twitter feed, he sold something. So, Twitter feed. So you have to ask what the hell's going on. But Kratos, yeah, I don't know if I've been able to talk to you since Star Wars Battlefront 2, here we put this link in the description because I think a lot of people want to, maybe some people in the chat that want to jump in. I haven't done an open one in a while, but to the loot crates, and for everybody who doesn't know, the great state of Hawaii, I think that's our 50th state, the great state of Hawaii and the country of Belgium, they have declared it gambling. They have declared it gambling. Yeah, Belgium just did yesterday, and Belgium is talking about going to the United Nations over it. So, and so what do you think about the whole loot crate thing? First of all, have you played Star Wars Battlefront 2? What do you think about the game? And then with the whole loot crate thing, what do you think it's going to?
Well, I have the game. I think the game is great. I've been playing a single player campaign and haven't jumped in the multiplayer yet until I finish the single player. Graphics beautiful, controls beautiful. I got it on the 1X. I mean, again, it's Star Wars. That thing could be the crappiest game ever, and it would still sell millions of copies just from the name alone. That IP is equivalent to like a Spider-Man or something like that. It's just what it is. Now, while it is a great game, I know a lot of guys were complaining about the whole loot crate deal. Here's the thing with that. I generally don't buy loot crates and any of that crap anyway. I rarely buy DLC unless I get additional cars or something that's really worthwhile. But I can see how, you know, with all this loot crate and stuff like that that's going on, all this money being, you know, transferred back and forward, a bunch of people were complaining about that, and now they got the attention of the governments. And I think, you know, this is a good thing. The people have spoken. You know, if you are upset with something, you have to voice your opinion, and nothing is better than voicing your opinion with your dollars. If you withhold your money, change will happen. I keep using the example, Madden. We complain every year Madden is just the same thing, and we want a 2K version of the NFL football and stuff like that. Well, guess what? The only way to get that is to stop buying Madden every year. The same with Call of Duty. People complain, "Oh, Call of Duty is the same."
Yeah.
You know, it's well. Guess what? Each version keeps selling more and more than the previous version. So obviously, you guys are not, willing to make that change,
Right.
But this is a first step with the whole Star Wars thing, and it's not just picking on Star Wars. There's a bunch of other games out there too. So if legislation passed, considering loot crates and stuff like that, gambling, I think that's good for the gamers. And if developers say, hey, well, it takes too much money for us to make this game or that game, then guess what? You need to reevaluate your business model. How about lowering your price to $29.99 for the game, and then you can have that? I think that's the big deal. You can't charge someone $60, $65 for a game, and then they have to basically be forced to spend more money just to get the contents of that game. I think that should be illegal, and I hope the governments do start passing some laws regarding that.
You know what the biggest problem is, what the biggest issue with this whole situation is the fact of capitalism. Now, I know that sounds crazy, and everybody like, oh shit, here you go about capitalism. That's what it is. These companies have to make more money than they made last year. They got to find different ways to squeeze money from out of you guys. I ain't gonna say you guys, I'm gonna just say us. You know what I'm saying? And that's their job. You have people who specifically work in the business of seeing how they can monetize different aspects of these games. And unfortunately, we want it to go away, but it's just going to come back in a totally different way. It's never going to be completely gone. It's capitalism. Make as much money as you possibly can, and with as little overhead as you possibly can. That's what loot boxes are.
That's true. And keep in mind now, I don't mind the GTA model of, hey, we delivered a full single player experience, we delivered a full multiplayer experience, but we also offer additional content for you to play on the multiplayer, and I'm totally fine with that. You don't have to spend your money in order to enjoy the game. They delivered on that front. But when you come out with a game and purposely hold content back under a paywall, and don't tell me, oh, well, you can get the content for free, you just have to spend 200 hours playing the game. That's BS. That is BS. That is, you're holding me hostage. You're holding content hostage. I think Rockstar did it the perfect way. I haven't bought any additional content outside the single player DLCs that they've had in the past. Other than that, I have not bought any of the multiplayer stuff, and that's just me. But to those who do buy, good for you. That's what you see fit. Fine, but that doesn't lessen my experience. And so there's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong, greedy way to do it. And these companies have pushed so far and so hard. Now it's coming back to bite them in the ass, and now they're going to have to go back and readjust. And I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer. If you make a great game, it will sell great numbers. Look at PUBG. While it is, basically a subset of another game, it's basically DLC modded content for another game, which is, I think it's H1Z1 or something like that. They did it right. They said, hey, here's the game. It costs, it's beta format, $29, so nobody's really going to complain for $20 to $30. But if this game would have sold for $65, then that probably would have been a huge PUBG.
Okay, but you're talking about Star Wars or PUBG?
PUBG.
We're talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about PUBG. I'm talking about how you do loot crates and other pay stuff the correct way versus the wrong way.
Overwatch has loot crates, but to me, they did it the right way.
They delivered the full game and the full experience. And you don't have to buy that.
Sorry, I have to
cut you off. Between Overwatch.
No, I have to cut you off real quick because you clearly don't understand what's going on. People compare. Can you hear me or I'm too loud?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. People don't understand. Microtransactions don't mean shit to anybody. Sorry for the language. It don't mean nothing. The problem is this game lacks content. So people, but yeah, just like microtransactions is like, please, they're lucky we don't milk them with DLC that should be in the game. There's no Obi-Wan Kenobi. They already exposed that General Grievous is going to be in the game because they saw his when they looked into the files, they saw his model in there.
Yeah,
people worried about microtransactions. Like, please, I want the challenge. I'm worried about missing content. There's no campaign. There's a bunch of bugs in the game. It's like, come on. It's like microtransactions don't mean nothing. Oh, I could use someone who's like actually good, or I could pay it to be good, or you could just be good naturally. Like people complaining, I'm like, oh, I don't want someone to pay $100. Like, please, come on. The whole problem in Battlefront 1 was the missing content. And I've been trying to say this, but people call me stupid. They were missing a lot of content, and they charge you. Huh?
Well, yeah, okay. So I think you came in at the wrong time. We've already established that the gamers have won with regards to Battlefront 2.
They didn't win. They didn't win.
No. Listen. The conversation, yes, but listen. Craig asked the question, and that was, how do we feel about the governments stepping in to consider it gambling and stuff like that? And I agreed with that. So I think you just came in at the wrong point. We all agree.
It's not gambling, for the most part. It's not gambling. I used to have been a hardcore gambler, and I'm talking about poker and blackjack. That's not gambling.
Yeah. Well, anytime you spend your money for something and you don't know what you're going to get, it's going to be classified as gambling. And that's the government said that, not me.
So a county fair, is gambling, huh?
Yes, it is.
By your logic.
It is. That's not my logic.
County fairs.
No, listen, I've been to county fairs. I've spent a ton of money trying to win prizes, like sometime in $100. And yes, it is gambling. It is. That's exactly what it is. Now, I'm not
also set up for you to lose.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you can't.
Gambling.
How is it not gambling? How is it not gambling? Are you guaranteed when you spend your money? Are you guaranteed to win something? No, you're not. It's set up for you not to win. It's just like going to a casino. They can't guarantee that you're going to, this number of people have to win every day. No, it's not. The whole business model is based on you losing.
Okay, so what game in the fair actually gives you money? What game in a fair that you could actually trade it in for cash money?
Okay,
please tell me. Explain this to me.
Okay, so you're looking.
Is only gambling if you win money? Is that what you're trying to? Is that what
That's what gambling is? Yes.
So throwing money in the air and getting nothing in return is not a gamble, or possibly getting something in return.
Listen,
but if you're not making money in return, then it's not gambling.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
You're paying money. Hold on. What Belgium declared was, if you're going to pay in order to win at the end of the game, and you don't know what you're getting, that's the problem. Is that I can see if it was a microtransaction, they were like, okay, if you want this bigger gun to fight this villain, it's going to cost you this much. That's a microtransaction. I know what I'm getting. What the Loot Crate is doing is it's saying you're going to still pay the money and you might get the big gun. It's different than if I get a basketball at a fair and they say you make 3 out of 5, you win this stuffed animal. That's a gamble, because that's an inherent risk. It's not, there's nothing forcing me to shoot that ball. That's not a gamble. That's an informed decision. But the microtransaction, I agree with. If Star Wars Battlefront 2 had said we're going to have a separate microtransaction line where if you want to get Luke Skywalker in his Tatooine outfit, that way when you play as him, that's a mild spoiler. But we've seen the commercials with him in his black outfit versus the Tatooine. That's different. Like with Mass Effect, I could put on different skins on my characters. I had to pay for it. My game. That doesn't affect the game.
Why don't they just charge you? Why don't they just say, hey, look, Luke Skywalker here is going to cost you $1.99, $1.99. This here particular gun is going to cost you 50 cents. You do better going that way. I mean, it's a
microtransaction. But so you prefer a microtransaction.
No, but I could prove to you it's not gambling. It's not gambling though, because I could literally unlock every single thing in the game without paying for anything.
But this is what they said. This is what they said. Okay, originally they said you have to basically spend close to 200 hours to unlock a lot of that content, and basically you're holding me hostage. The content is in the game, but I'm held hostage for that. And you basically, hey, nobody's gonna want to freaking spend hundreds of hours playing this just to get that one. It's total BS, man. And I'm for whether the majority says. Obviously, I'm not going to spend a dime on any of that anyway. I'm not going to spend a dime of it.
I'm not a sheep, so I could care less about what the majority.
Well, that's fine. I mean, this is all opinionated.
No, it's not opinionated. The fact is, the only thing that you can actually consider gambling is pachinko, because you could actually get the coins. You could go someplace else and trade it in for cash, but that's a loophole because they're not actually giving you cash rewards. They give you these little balls, and then you could go somewhere else and trade it in.
You know what? I don't know where you live, but where I live, they have these in some of these convenience stores. They have
I live in Miami.
They have these little machines inside the store, these little gambling machines. And while you can't give the person when they win, while you can't give them money, you can give them credit towards purchases of stuff.
Now over here.
That's where I'm.
No, over here we have the machines and they give you cash.
Yeah, see, over here they don't, because gambling is illegal in Texas.
Over here they don't care.
Yeah, but I'm just using it for an example.
In different states.
Yeah.
Now Hawaii is putting legislation. You're gonna finish your crate. So Hawaii is moving for legislation. Belgium is threatening to go to the United Nations over it. Yeah. So, and Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, threatened EA. They're going to yank their property out of EA, because they're pretty much saying you've had our IP you've had the intellectual property for 4 years, the rights, and you've delivered 2 games. And Disney's not too happy with the rate of that. Plus, you got a brand new movie coming out. I like how I do appreciate the gamers saying that they won this, but it was just really the Star Wars community getting to Bob Iger saying, look, you need to step in. And he made a 1-minute phone call. Whoever that, I don't know if you remember E3, but when that really tall guy from EA, the one that came out and introduced Anthem, that was a 1-minute conversation. And that guy apparently did not get a word in. From Bob Iger just ripped his ass and said, you're going to do this. We don't want to hear any more about it. Because on Monday, they're going to go ahead and go full bore with Star Wars, the movie, The Last Jedi. That starts on Monday. Previews, the press junket, and they don't want this hanging over their heads. They don't want Daisy Ridley and John Boyega to be answering, hey, what about these loot crates?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they don't know EA's history. I kind of feel like if they would have known EA's history, they probably would have thought twice. Or maybe Disney knows about the fucking microtransactions. Maybe they really do. Maybe they just didn't think it was going to cause a shitstorm like this. I think maybe that's what happened, because, I mean, all businesses, like I said, are in the business of making money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if they told them, hey, look, not only are we going to sell this game and we're going to make $60 per game or whatever they make off of these games, we're also going to throw microtransactions, and we're going to tempt the consumer to pay for these microtransactions. We're going to make it such a long grind that they're going to basically be forced to pay for these microtransactions. And if you ever heard this guy, it was the ex-chairman or something like that of EA, he explained their conversations that they have about this. He's like, if you're playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo, we can charge somebody to buy an extra clip. Yeah. And in that particular moment, they're so invested that they would pay that extra dollar for that extra clip. So this was their motive from the beginning. Like, this is what they planned to do from the beginning. And
it's not just EA now. It's EA. Yeah, EA is kind of like, I mean, they're a scumbag company as it is, but they've always been.
I only came here to talk about Star Wars Battlefront. I'll leave after this. But as far as y'all talking about, y'all clueless to actually what's going on, because
okay, that's fine. Okay. That's cool.
No, because if y'all really think gamers win, that's just foolish thinking. EA will not lose a lawsuit. They will not.
I don't think people are going to sue. The country,
but they're going to look stupid.
Hold on. The country of Belgium. Hold on. The country of Belgium is threatening to go to the United Nations unless EA pays to pull this product out of their country. So that's a U.S. that is an international. At this point, it's an international incident.
Listen, how many games recently had to backtrack their models? We got Forza, we got Battlefront, and we have a couple of more games that recently just came out that had to backtrack and do that stuff. This was a trend that was going to started a while back, but now it's the company's main focus. They see how much money they could actually make by doing this stuff. And so now they're trying to push the limit, and they got caught with their pants down. Now, nobody said that this is the definitive victory. The mere fact that the government and other people are listening to what the gamers have to say regarding this, I think is a small victory. Now, whether EA does something to change it or not, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I bought the game. I enjoy it. I don't plan on buying spending another dime on the game. So I don't have a dog in the fight. But for the gamers who do want to be able to play as Boba Fett and other players that potentially have more power and they're better, they're better featured. That's a big victory for them if they be able to change that model.
It is not a victory for gamers. Like, why you keep saying that? You do know
you're not listening to me. I don't think
listen to you.
That's good. But that's good.
No, because we've been exposing Battlefront. That's the reason why there's no DLC coming. That's why they implemented microtransactions. But you can't say, we win because there's no microtransactions, because then you can't consider it gambling. It's not gambling because I could lock everything in game.
Again, but Guerrilla Legends, you got to understand that it wasn't as much the gamers that put the pressure on EA. It was the Star Wars community that got to Bob Iger. The EA, because you got to understand, yes, the movie people drive the bus. Disney's making that movie for the people to go to the movies, not for them to go out and play the video game. It's making how Bob Iger got them was it's bringing negative attention to them, and they are the owners of the intellectual property. They've licensed it. That's who won. Now, at the end, like Kratos is saying, that at the end of the day, like for me and him, I wasn't going to spend a dime on it. I played the campaign. I know what happened between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So I'm good. Everything else is now water under the bridge. They add more DLC. That's fine. I was just asking would people maybe been a little bit easier for people if it had just been micro transactions, different outfits, maybe a different gun or something like that.
I prefer microtransactions than missing content. Like people are like, we win microtransaction, but yet the game is missing freaking. It's not even completely remotely finished. They have freaking. Sorry for language. No, hold on. Let me finish. They literally have Darth Maul in the game, and then they have Rey. What happened to everyone else in the freaking game? Where's General Grievous?
Okay, but
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Darth Maul died.
Anakin.
Darth Maul died at the end of episode 3.
So why is he in the game? Again, and why is he in the game with Rey? Where's the missing?
Why is he in the
game? Wait. What did they promise? What did Star Wars promise? What did EA promise regarding? Did they promise all of these characters and then they didn't deliver, or are they just characters you want and then so you saying it's an incomplete game?
In which game, 1 or 2?
In 2. In this one,
incomplete game.
Well, yeah, but asking you, how is it an incomplete? Is it? Did they promise you something that you're not getting? That's what I'm asking. Did they say that hey, you were gonna have this character and that character and it's not in the game, or?
This game said it was based on the Clone Wars. They say this game was based on the Clone Wars, but yet they have Rey in here. Like, why is Rey in here?
No, the game.
It was not based on it. It was not based on anything. It was based on giving you access to multiple of the characters and multiple of the different movies and stuff. It didn't guarantee you.
It said it was based on the Clone Wars, fam. Where is Obi-Wan Kenobi? Where is General Grievous? DLC.
Well, it's not. Are you talking about the campaign? Or are you talking about just the overall battlefield? I mean, I'm asking you. The campaign was supposed to connect the end of episode 6 to episode 7.
That's not what they promised. They said it's going to go back to the Clone War era, and it's not.
Well, you can't play. Okay, so you can't fight on Naboo.
Well, technically, is a portion of the Clone War era. But all they did was just basically promote this movie. So basically, it's
well, the fighting on Naboo, and when you can fight in Battlefront, whether you fight as a clone trooper, that is the Clone Wars. Okay, that's just part of the battlefield. It's not part of the overall storyline. They just promised you.
Please tell me why Darth Maul is in the game.
Where? I don't know. I only played the campaign. So I don't want to spoil the campaign for people.
What the actual argument is? What is the actual argument at this?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out.
Is that y'all think? No, the actual argument. The actual argument is that you think you want a small victory over microtransactions. Microtransactions mean nothing. The game is still missing content. I'd rather have microtransaction with a full game of content. But y'all will be like, oh, we win a little thing because I don't want anyone to come in with a high-powered Darth Maul. Who cares? He's probably a noob who just don't have time and he want to like level up real quick just to have fun.
Yeah, but but that's your opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's a fact that the game is missing content. Your opinion is you thinking gamers won and it didn't. EA is not gonna.
Well, exactly. You're arguing over something that nobody cares. Like neither one of us have said anything that was definitive. I mean, I only suggested that the mere fact that people have forced these companies to backtrack was a victory. That has nothing to do with, with anything. Again, I spent my $65 on the game. I enjoy it. That's my opinion. I could care less what other people think.
You really think
regarding that?
So you really think EA is gonna bend over for a small country, Belgium? Like, no, they'll just pull out the game. Like,
listen, EA has already backtracked. They've already backtracked. They've already moved it from how many hours you had to play to unlock the characters to much shorter. I mean, so that even they've already been back. Think about it. This game has sold a hell of a lot less than the first one so far. So again, money talks and bullshit walks. If the gamers step up and not spend their money, who cares? That's a victory.
That's not.
That shows them the next time you come out with a game, you won't pull this bullshit, or else we won't buy your game again. You think they will learn from Titanfall 2, which they probably didn't, and you think they're going to learn from this one, and guess what? There's probably going to be another game they're going to come out with, and the gamers at the end of the day have the last say. So we speak with our wallets.
Please, there's a bunch of people.
There's a reason why that Madden is always a complete game. That's because the NFL license is, the NFL is worth billions of dollars, and this is a billions of dollar property. That you don't think that Disney won't give this game to wherever, a Naughty Dog and Insomnia. They can always just say, look, contract, you can still make Star Wars games, but we're going to come over here and have this studio make other games and put competition out there. Right now it's an uneasy deal they got with them now. Me, personally, I have just said the gamers really didn't move this needle as much as the fan base of the movies did. But ultimately, Kratos is right. EA did put some changes in. And as far as the whole Belgium thing, I'll take a country over EA. EA is powerful, but not as powerful as a legislative body of a country that has said, get this thing out of our country or you're going to have to pay the fines.
Well, so they can move out the country. You think EA gonna listen to a random ass country?
Yeah, they ain't got no choice to, or else
they're not.
If they can't sell their product in that country or in a state like Hawaii, then they will listen, because guess what?
Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares?
Again, I lose all sight of.
I think investors care right now that their pockets. Have you seen EA stock because of this? Have you saw that recently? Have you checked that out?
It took a hit.
You may need to take a look at that.
I don't need to take a look at anything.
And that was
you really think EA is gonna?
Well, I'm not trying to be combative, brother. I'm just stating.
No, but you're talking
about. I'm not trying to.
No. But you listen.
Everything that's being said is opinion. Nobody has any insider.
No, this is fact. This is fact.
He's saying your opinion is opinion, but his facts is a fact. So
what you're saying is that it's missing content. What the fuck content was missing? Can you tell me for a fact that there was content that was supposed to be there and it's not there? You cannot say that.
I can't show you that. I can't pull it up.
You can say it. You can't.
I can't pull it up. It's actual fact, though. I could prove it.
You can't prove it.
I could prove it.
Okay,
how are you going to prove what the developers had in mind for this game? That's what I'm saying.
Well, hold up and put it in the not put it in the chat, put it in the little window there. I'll see if I can screen share. I mean, I know for a fact that a lot of characters, EA has said more characters are coming. I mean, we don't have Rey and Finn and Phasma. They're not going to release them until the movie comes out. I mean, that's just, I mean, I don't have anything on Goop that says that, but I know that's what EA is going to do because that's what I would do. Hold these characters until the movie comes out because they'll be in more demand. Okay, I got to play with Princess Leia. I got to play with Han Solo, Lando Calrissian. All of them are so the original characters are in there. Luke Skywalker, everybody but an old Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is mild spoilers, but these are the people you've seen on the commercials so far in the and Item Verso and all that stuff. That's in the game. Now I don't know about the actual, like Kratos said, I have not ventured onto the Battlefront as far as online, but that's not what I bought the game for. That's just me. I'm not knocking it. If people want to play it, people are playing it. The game is fun, apparently. They even have a Walker Assault on there, allegedly. So that was not in the demo. So I have to wait. Okay, we just have to wait and see what they're going to do. But yeah, put it on up there. Meanwhile, guys, there's a wonderful sound bar for all of us who have humble means for $40, and I can vouch for this sound bar because I've got it, and it actually does real good. So nice. It's not a Dolby Atmos sound bar, but it is a good. If you have an apartment and you want good sound, good lows and good mids.
Yeah, anything better than your built-in TV sound.
Yeah, this is good. And they also, and I'm mad at this, they actually have this. This is the big one. They got a mini one. They got one smaller than this for the same price. Because we went and bought that one the other day. And when she sees this, and when she sees you could have gotten a bigger one, she's going to get mad. It's like, well, you should have waited. But this is on sale now. It says on sale. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. That's why it says Black Friday worthy deals are here. You walk in there and get it. So this FYI for people, this is for the people with the humble means who want a sound bar, like Kratos said, better than your TV. Okay. And it's Bluetooth. It is a Bluetooth. Okay. So you can go ahead and take care of that. It can also, you can hook a digital cable to the back of your TV and it will have a digital feed. So this is for everybody here. Okay.
What's the brand?
It's Insignia. So it's for yeah, again, it's if you got humble means, because there's a lot of people gonna be out there tomorrow that ain't got $5,000-6,000 to drop. So if you want a good sound bar, a good one, nothing that's gonna blow your drawers off. I consider this for people who have an apartment. I live in an upstairs apartment. I can't get anything major that's gonna void my lease out. So this is for people who have it in a small room, good sound, good mids, good lows. Your highs are going to suffer. You're going to suffer bad on the highs. I'm just letting you know, so, because I have this sound bar. But this is a good sound bar, and it's $40 with tax in my state, $43.18. So, so it's Insignia. So it's a good sound bar. Nothing's not going to blow you away, Mm-hmm. So, but I know there's other people who are going to be going out getting the bigger sound bars. But I just wanted people to know, here's a good one in case you see this sitting there and you're kind of wondering, well, I don't know about that. This is a good brand. This is a Best Buy brand. This is kind of their entry level brand. Kind of get you going, get you some sound, So it's for people with humble means like myself. I don't know what people's budgets are, but we went to Best Buy the other day and got the small one. They have a mini, but they also have the big one as well. So for anybody. Nice. So
is that a Black Friday sale or is that just like a normal price?
This is on sale. It's normally $79.99, which it was $79 about 2.5-3 weeks ago. Gotcha. When I did my TV thing, I looked at some sound bars and this was $79. So it's on sale and I recommend it because it does give you good sound. But I understand if you have a house and you want to, no, this is not good for a house. If you have an apartment, I'm just letting people know, don't come running, don't lynch mob me. If you have an apartment or you have it in your wherever your gaming system is, in your bedroom or something like that, this is a good sound bar. Okay, it has Bluetooth on it. So you want to play music on it, have at it. So, but it does not have batteries, so you cannot be taking it outside. It is a basic entry-level sound bar. So, and it's for people like me. All right, I haven't sit in the apartment. So, but I won't recommend it if you have a house, and if you get this in a house, you try to turn this thing on, you can be like, "Where's Craig live?" I mean, that's all you're gonna say. Guarantee you that much. I don't want that. I want everybody to have a good one. And Best Buy, I think, has a 14-day turnaround. So if you don't like it, but they got other ones up there too. But I can stand by the 2.0 channel one. It's actually a pretty good one. Let's see if I can. And I think it was some headsets that there were some Dolby Atmos headphones on Amazon I found. Because here they are. I'll share these as well. If you have an Xbox X, you want to experience Dolby Atmos sounding. If you live in an apartment, and again, Dolby Atmos is movie quality theater sound. You can't be turning that on in an apartment because if it's me, I'll be knocking on your door like, what the hell's going on? But these I will. But these at Best Buy, I'll screen share these. These are up there now. Okay, so Legends, you did put that up there. Okay, I'll pull that up here in a minute. I just want to show people. These headsets. So these, I don't know if these are on. Yeah, these are on sale, but these are wired. I feel about wires, but I mean, I think you can let it go for $78.99 at Best Buy. So
Jason Elliott said, "Are there any Xbox exclusives on sale?"
I'll look.
That's messed up.
Exclusives? Yeah. Well, hold on.
May have Rise.
I don't know.
Rise, Son of Rome, maybe. Yeah.
Well, that's on PC.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Halo 5 is going to be on sale, I think, but it's on sale digitally.
That game is like free if you get Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got it now, and I can't see the difference. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong, and I know it was optimized for the Xbox, so it already looked good on the Xbox. So I can't see the difference, and it's probably me. I'm sure it is. There's already somebody mad. Yeah. Somebody named
Gears of War 4 is coming to Game Pass too.
Really?
Yes, I think it's coming in December.
Wow,
so.
okay.
Well, I ain't got no more space, man. Kratos was right. Look, if you download all these textures, I ran out of space faster than anybody. I mean, I'm already like out of space. It's like I got like 100 and something things left, whatever that's called. So the brother man is about out of space. But here are some Dolby Atmos. Now, Kratos, you got the Astros, right?
Yeah, I got the Astro A50s.
Yeah, which probably is better than this. I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm sure they are. But again, if you on a humble man's budget and you want to experience Dolby Atmos on your Xbox X, I don't want people to say I'm over here bashing the Xbox. Here's a headset. It's wired, but nevertheless, you get good Dolby sound. So our Dolby Atmos sound. So there you go. There you have it. And if anybody thinks Justice League's a good movie, please stop tweeting me because I thought it was trash. Doesn't mean that's just my opinion. Okay, I get it. If you like it, I got you. But you fanboys, the DC fanboys and fangirls, you all are just like the Xbox people.
Oh my God,
okay,
Craig.
I don't like it.
Craig, I saw the Justice League, bro. I saw the wow.
Rated out of 10. What would you rate it out of 10?
Oh,
wow isn't good or wow isn't bad?
Wow, as in what the F were they thinking? That's what I was thinking.
Well, now you're gonna get inundated with emails
seem like a complete weirdo. Like, oh man, it was so crazy. Like when even the Netflix Barry Allen, he just seemed more consistent than that. I mean, what the heck, bro? I don't want to do it because I don't want to spoil the movie for nobody. But man,
yeah.
Wow,
it's a matinee. It's a matinee. That's all I'm telling people. It's a matinee.
Yeah, I'm about to go take my kids here shortly, my boys, to go see it.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably like it. Let me make that clear. Like, that's what it felt like. I'm like, man, when I was little, I used to watch the Super Friends.
Did you see it already, Kratos, or is this your
no?
first time?
Yeah, it's the first time. I had the tickets, and we were supposed to go see it, and my wife ended up seeing something else. So,
man, let me tell you, when I watched this movie, I went in with no expectations at all because people were slamming the movie, but it's a lot of movies that get slammed for absolutely no reason. But when I saw this movie, when it started, I'm like, come on, man. The jokes were hit and miss. They were all over the place. The CGI for the cyborg dude was just like, what the F? Like it was, man.
So Wonder Woman still remains the best DC movie release.
Wonder Woman in this movie was legit.
Yeah,
she was probably one of the best heroes in this movie, dog.
Yeah, but
Superman,
yeah.
They finally put him in a space that he needs to be in because, of course, we know he would slaughter everybody.
Yeah.
And that's how they made you feel in this movie. Like he could literally snap his fingers. Like he was literally, okay, I'm sorry.
No spoilers.
No. It's a little spoiler. It's a small, when I say a small, minute spoiler, people might not even care. People might not even care. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes though to just like cover your ears, put your speakers on mute, whatever.
Yeah.
The part when Barry Allen was running and he was literally looking at him like, where you going? Where you going, fam? I see you. I see you, fam. Where you going? And Barry Allen was like, whoa, he can see me? Like he was shocked, bro. Like it's crazy though, man. I honestly give it like a 6, maybe 7, like 7.6. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it had terrible moments. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Nothing else.
It was for the DC fanboys who were screaming the last 2 years, JL is going to be better than the Avengers and stuff like that. Well, yeah, that's trash. I mean, that we can put that to bed. It's not half as good as the Avengers. But my opinion, that doesn't mean you please go see the movie if you want to go see it. I'm just asking you, don't spend a ton of money, but have fun. All right, so I mean, have fun, and like me, I was as an old man, I watched Super Friends on Saturday morning. So on that aspect, it was kind of cool to kind of see them on the screen. But when you're trying to find, all right, I got to find a good story for these cats to get into, it wasn't there. I mean, it's just my opinion, though. But it's your time, it's your money.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to help out as a man with humble means. Go to a matinee, have somebody pay for your ticket and pay for the popcorn, whatever. Sneak food in, whatever. That's what I did. Went and got me some M&Ms and a big old Coke, and I was sipping away on it. But all right, so we're looking here at the Reddit thing that was provided to us by Grudy of Legends, and it's I mean, again, Boba Fett has not been all right. Is he? I don't even know if he's in the game yet, because again, I don't play online. I've not played this online. So there's a head model for Jango Fett, but that's really just head for the officer. Yeah, because Jango Fett was the clone used. So Boba was never used. You know, just get this for a Star Wars geek moment there. Boba Fett is not a clone. He is just his own pure thing. He's not a clone. But well, I can tell you, Leah's Defender pistol, it was fine. You know, this is just for people in the game. Luke Skywalker. Yes, Luke Skywalker is highly maneuverable. I mean, I don't. So what are you saying here that Guardian Legend? Are you saying that these people have not been unlocked in the online mode? Is that what you're saying? That they're being held back?
No, you got to keep scrolling down where it goes down to.
Oh, okay. It goes. That's a long ass post.
It goes down next to Emperor Palpatine and between Emperor Palpatine and Kylo Ren. And also in between Darth Maul and Rey.
Okay. All right, Rey, survivor instincts give her. Ah, damn.
No, look up Captain Phasma, that chick from episode 7 with the metallic suit. And if you scroll up, two more General Grievous in front of before Kylo Ren. That's why they pulled up the BIOS and they exposed that there was characters in there. And there's locked.
So
so they're in the game and they haven't
decompiled the files.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? So you're saying that they're not so the game to you is incomplete because but they're in the game. So are they in the game and just locked behind? Are they locked behind a paywall? Is that what you're saying?
They're not. They're not in there, but they're in the BIOS. That means the game is incomplete.
Or that means it's coming as DLC, right?
Mm-hmm. That means
the DLC is not complete. Well, unless they unlock them next month. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen because they're supposed to release stuff every month for like the next 6 months. And I don't know how they're going to do it now because of all the stuff that's happened. I mean, I'm sure they're in damage control. I would hate to be their PR people, man. Can you imagine right before Thanksgiving and before a movie starts to launch, you get hit with this crap on your desk? Like, you got to go out. I mean, that's bad. Now, I do know that the actress that played Ida Verso, she really did not want to go out at the launch event because she thought she was going to get booed or something like that. So she really didn't want to go. She went. Okay, well, everybody knows she went. But she was leery. So that's how bad this got. All right, so what I think is going to happen, honestly, is that General Grievous and Darth Maul and Phasma, I think I'll go out on a limb and say Phasma is going to come next month. But she'll come coinciding with the movie. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you're saying she should have been there from the get-go. You should just be able to pick her at launch.
Yep. So, I think they're going to add one person from the light side and one person from the dark side. Hopefully it's two, but it's going to be General Grievous, and I'm hoping they add Obi-Wan Kenobi because they two have like a grudge match, and Obi-Wan Kenobi almost like murdered General Grievous. Well, not murdered, but like basically
killed him in episode 3. Spoiler alert. You know, so, I mean, episode 3 of Star Wars, he killed him. You know, he used a blaster. That's what made it so funny was the other guy had the lightsabers.
That is right.
Yeah, so he's not. I think your thing is that the battlefield it's going to span all the movies. So I don't expect to see Darth Maul on Kashyyyk. I don't expect to see him on Endor because he wasn't there. Okay, he was not there. But that's the way I'm looking at it as a Star Wars fan. So that could be my bias. But
go ahead. I'm gonna just expose this real quick because EA is very smart. I love how smart they are because if you actually pay attention to the story and you actually pay attention to like the maps and the modes, they literally did nothing other than just give you nothing but in-game missions, put some droids in there, and then make the AI attack you. Basically, if you look at it, it's literally the same maps. It's literally like a same map on the map, but they just basically make like a section of the actual multiplayer map for like the story mode. And all they did was just add in-game cutscenes because the story was just like almost irrelevant. But I mean, it's still good to watch because you get to learn about this girl who was like, you know what I mean? One of, I think Vader's like best team. So basically,
well, the story. Yeah, the story is about what happens between the destruction of the second Death Star and then Battle of Jakku, which Star Wars Battlefront 1, I think there was DLC and you got to fight at the Battle of Jakku. That's where that game was supposed to end. And I'm not going to give the game away because there's still people, a lot of people still playing. A lot of people are going to buy it. Black Friday is supposed to go on sale for like $25. I still don't know of any Xbox exclusives that are going to be on sale. I mean, that's you're gonna. That's. I guess that was supposed to be a smart ass question. I assume. So, so I don't know any Xbox One exclusives that Phil Spencer did say. Shout out to Randall Thor. He did a video yesterday. Said that those games are coming.
Didn't they say that in 2014 as well?
He did.
Remember them saying that in 2014.
Yeah, well, as Pope of Xbox, I just want to be fair. Phil Spencer did say that. So whether we believe him or not, that's I don't know. But give Phil Spencer and them credit. They made a device. But sick, man, we got to come back to you real fast, bro.
Wow.
I read either somebody hacked your Twitter or did you sell your the most powerful device ever created?
Oh no, that shit gone, bro. That's gone. That's gone. Somebody got it on OfferUp, bro. Well, let me kind of explain though. Let me kind of explain because I think I didn't make myself very clear from the beginning when I told people like I have a powerful PC, like I have a very beefy gaming rig. And the thing is though, I'm always curious when you have new tech that comes out and they say that it's going to do this, that, and the third. So I went in believing everything that was told to me by Microsoft. I think that was my first mistake because what I heard was true 4K. I heard 4K 60 uncompromised. That was Albert Pinello. That was Albert Pinello. And I went in thinking like, yo, you know what? They had a year to put this joint together. Yo, I think this is the real deal. I think this is the real deal. Let me go and cop that joint. Because
yeah,
I'll be honest, $500 is just like a drop in the bucket. Like I ain't tripping on that. But my thing is, it's like once the system came out, it felt like the pro version of a pro. For lack of better words, it just felt like another pro. And I was just like, nah, fam. So I said to myself, I said, you know what? Before this thing devalues, before the value drops on it, because I kind of just looking at what's going on, I got a feeling by next year it's not going to be $500 anymore. I'm going to get rid of it at its retail price. And then if something changes, let's say the developers finally get a grasp of the hardware, they finally figure out how to use the custom CPU that's in there, then I'll go and I'll rebuy it again, because clearly the developers are retarded and don't know what they're doing, because true 4K it seems unattainable unless it's like a Microsoft title.
Unless it's a racer.
It just kind of seems like how it is. And I mean, I'm not knocking nobody who like it, man. If you like it, man, I love it. Like I ain't never gonna say don't get the damn thing. Get it, keep it. I hope you enjoy it to death. I'm getting that Star Wars PlayStation 4 Pro bundle because I gave my son my other Pro. So I'm getting another Pro bundle, the Star Wars bundle, because at least I know what to expect with that. At least I know they got a like a fucking catalog of games coming. Like there's never gonna be a drought. They're not just hoping and wishing that multiplats carry them. Like that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, man. To be 100% honest with you, because it kind of feel like they don't want to do any work. They just want to exist, kind of like they just want to be a part of the conversation. They're not really trying to do anything to really be out there. But that might change in a couple of years, man. And if it does, then I'll go and buy another one, and at that time it'll be cheaper.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? I've said before the X dropped that for the guys who have the PlayStations or whatever, what I would do is just wait until those exclusives come out next year, which is the State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, and the Crackdowns come out.
But Kratos, when I told people that, they thought I was hating. They thought I was just saying that because, oh, you just a Sony pony, blah 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 blah. I'm like, nah, fam.
No, yeah. I mean, you were spot on. I mean, again, I think we've been saying that for a while now. But here's the thing: after the novelty wears off, after obviously anybody coming from the Xbox One S or the OG Xbox One, it's a huge leap for them.
Yes.
But if they weren't satisfied by the S game content, if they weren't satisfied by that, the X is not going to fix that problem. You have two different problems. You had the resolution and frame rate problem, which I believe they fix mostly with the X. It depends on your interpretation of what you're looking for. Right. If you're looking at 4K uncompromised, just not the system for you. If you're looking at something that will be much better than the S, then yes, this is the system for you. But if you're looking for a content, this system, buying hardware, will never fix a content problem. And I believe if they had the content, then there would probably have been no need for the X at all, because
you know what was another big issue for me though, Kratos, is that I got this game and all I seen myself doing was playing old games. That's literally all
well,
I ended
that's
up
true. That's what I'm doing now. I can attest to that. I'm back on my Mass Effect kick. It's like a drug, so I may fire that up again on that X. But let me ask you, has anybody played the Star Wars game on the X and the Pro?
I have. I did.
I haven't.
I played the beta when it came out on the on PlayStation, and I got it on EA Access on the Xbox, which of course now it's on my One S because I don't have the One X anymore. But when I did have it on the One X, there are very subtle differences. Very, very subtle differences. If we want to go by the technical definition of is this version better, then we would have to say yes. Yeah. But if we go by the can you see the difference method, you really can't, man. Anybody who tells you that they can, it's because they want to see something. You know how when people you ever heard of a placebo pill?
Yeah.
You think that is helping you with something, but really
number water
sugar pill.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And that's why I called it the placebo X, and nobody really got that of why I called it that. But
it's the psychology behind it, right? It's the psychology.
You've been told that this is gonna be better, this is gonna be better, this is gonna be better. Then when you get it, you're looking and you're trying to find anything to say this is better. And I got tired of doing that, fam. I really got tired of doing it.
This is the problem I find myself having. Okay, I went out and obviously a lot of these games I had on the Pro, I went and bought them on the Xbox so I can do I needed to do my Digital Foundry, thing on there. Yeah. So I'm looking and I'm noting what games look the exact same and what games are heads and above better. And I only seen like one or two games that actually looked better on the X than the Pro. Mm-hmm. That really made a difference. Shadow of War, and I'd say what's the second one? Shadow of War, and what's another one that really was a night and day difference?
To me, the only one I saw was Shadow of War.
Is bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you got to remember, this was a year ago that the Pro came out, so they had time to make changes. They had time to tweak. It's it was kind of like a laser release. But then when you put two and two together, something just don't make sense to me, man. This system, I'm not even gonna count the teraflops because for me, the teraflops mean fucking nothing. But the shit does have additional RAM. What are they doing? Because they didn't make any upgrades to the UI. The shit still is what it is. You know what I mean? Like both UIs look the same. And wasn't there supposed to be like a light mode to the UI? Maybe I don't know.
They canceled all that crap.
I had a lot of trouble with the OG Xbox One UI. It was too busy. The S was a little bit better. This one to me is more like the PlayStation. Straightforward. I can go to games and apps. And somebody said it could have been the way I configured it when I set it up, which is true. I'm not the most technically savvy person, but now I can just go to games and apps, hit that button. And Kratos, you remember this. Remember I tweeted you saying, how do I know the game's enhanced? I said I can't see the difference.
Yeah.
Did I download the right stuff? And you were like,
but here's the thing. It's not to say that there's not a difference, because there is most certainly a difference. The problem is it's what
so minuscule.
Looking for. You have to find what that difference is. What people don't realize is resolution is one thing, but without having upgraded anything else, the resolution, all it does is add more pixels. That's pretty much all it is.
Or clarity. So you're saying it has higher clarity.
It gives you higher clarity. And in the scheme of things, a person who has a bullshit TV, I mean, come on, fam.
Yeah.
It's not gonna help them much. Right. It's not gonna help them much. But they couldn't tell everybody, hey, go out and get this Samsung QLED, because who's gonna spend that much money on a TV? But I mean, let's just be real with the numbers. Just looking at the numbers on paper, they should be able to squeeze more out of this. And I think it's just not the right time for this system for me, which is why I got rid of it. But maybe in a year or two, when the developers either they start buying these multi-plat what they call them, multi-plat deals again. Until they start doing that again, we're not going to see a big change, because if Sony owns the multi-plat deal, they're not going to take full advantage of the fucking X. Come on, fam.
Let me ask you all this, and this is for everybody. All right. Damn, I forgot what I was about to ask. All right, so you're saying that there's a minimum difference. I mean, because I did a podcast yesterday and somebody got mad because I said the aggregate is leaning towards a little bit more. Now, you all brought up Shadow of War instantly. Bam, you both said it almost at the same time. But if you all are both having issues and you all both played a lot of games on both consoles, shout out to the Switch, by the way. I'm waiting on Donkey Kong. If you listen to me, Nintendo, please bring me a Donkey Kong game before my birthday next year. But
Assassin's Creed is another one that doesn't look much different.
Nah, it looks.
Part about
you said that it looks the same.
The crazy thing about that though is that Microsoft had the marketing deal for that game.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, is it really that these developers aren't taking advantage of the X, or is the X just pretty much maxed out?
Here's what I was going to ask. Okay, this is important actually. Do you think it's because these are third-party developers and that everybody should just wait on their first-party guys, so that way who are going to squeeze more juice out of the orange?
It's going to have to be first-party guys. Look how huge of a leap Gears 4 is on the X compared to the S. It's a night and day difference. That is a flagship title. That's a first party game that the guys had the time and the know-how to go in and crank up every setting and re-alter textures or do whatever they could to make this game look on par with some of Sony's highest hitters. So this is why exclusives matter. And a third-party game is not going to do that. If they're waiting for a third-party game to rival Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted, they're going to be waiting. They're going to be waiting.
That game is beautiful. I mean, it's so underrated. I played that a little bit again last night because I hadn't played it in a while. It just kind of that game's phenomenal. I mean, even those robots, they leave footprints. I didn't know this around the marshes and the water and stuff. They leave footprints there. I didn't know that. I'm like, geez, they paid attention to everything. So, but that's a first party, what you're saying, Kratos. That's a first party game. We should expect stuff like out of the first party versus a third party game like an Assassin's Creed or something like that. So, how about Call of Duty? Because I almost bought that. How about Call of Duty?
So I have them for both, and I couldn't tell the difference.
Okay.
And it is patched, and I couldn't tell the difference. Again, it's guys, it's a hit or miss. In some games, I see dramatic difference with the 4K textures, such as Shadow of War. I mean, that's a benchmark game that shows you the difference between the Pro and the difference between the X. Now, who's to say that the developers of that game couldn't go back in and retool and retailor a patch for the Pro to look better? Again, the X had a lot more time and had a lot more time of these games with the developers to do that. The Pro's been out for a year. So again, the X is much, much powerful than the Pro, and it should do any and all it can to be above the Pro. But there are like one or two games that actually show a dramatically huge difference between the two. And maybe that's the problem with the system just launching. Maybe next year we're going to see, bigger and better differences. But until then, it's a hard sell for a Sony gamer. Now, for an Xbox gamer, I think every guy who owns an Xbox, the OG Xbox or S, should go out right now and buy the X. Just go and do it. Go and do it. They need your support. And go ahead.
I was going to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Do you think that Microsoft drops the price next year of the X? Maybe we get to $449 with a game or something like that. Maybe
6 months. In 6 months.
Okay.
The
game though, like a bundle. So E3 is roughly in 6 months, give or take.
Think about it. This generation, like clockwork, every 6 months, Microsoft was forced to drop that price. They did it with the OG, they did it with the S, and they're going to do it with the X. That $500 is a hard pill to swallow, especially when you can get a Switch and a PlayStation for that cost. You can get a PlayStation 4 and a VR together for cheaper than that. It's so many other alternatives, and I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah. Well, you know what? With that being said, I don't know. I think Microsoft made a misstep, but let me tell you where their misstep was. You see how when PlayStation came out with the Pro, they were like, hey, listen. This is for people who want to take advantage of their 4K TVs. This is still the same family. We're still one, but if you want that extra power, here you go.
Yeah.
That's how the Pro was marketed. When they marketed the X, they're like, the most powerful console in the world. Almost saying,
that's true.
Wait, hold up. God damn it. Can y'all hear me? God damn it.
Yeah, we're joined by
Psycho. The show is over. We can close it out.
Time for everybody to go home.
Go home now. Go home. It's over.
It was short notice. Everybody that's here is short notice. This was not planned. So the fact that you brothers showed up, I appreciate it. This is one brother to another. I appreciate it because none of this was planned. People got lives. People got days off. They're getting ready for their turkey and their dressing. So I want to
smell this food being cooked,
man. And I'm on the road, man. I'm driving, so
crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. No, that's what I'm saying. There's different people got different things going on. We entering a holiday, so I want to salute all you all. But this is short. This is literally I sent out the stuff like seconds before I went on air. So not expecting nobody to show up. So Cycle, so I just want to say that, not to interrupt anybody. I want to salute you all.
No, it's all good. It's good. What I was saying is the messaging is just like, this is the most powerful console in the world. This is what you need. You know what I'm saying? But now I think that is going to hinder the original Xbox One S sales. I definitely do. But the problem, it's not going to hinder it in the sense of people have to choose between the 1S and the X. It's like, okay, I only got X amount of dollars to spend. I'm hearing that this console is better than this console for the cheaper tier. They're going to go for whatever's the best in the cheaper tier, man, instead of going for that $500. Because on Black Friday and stuff like that, people looking to save money. And if you buy $500
we're going to find out.
Yeah.
I can tell you as somebody who don't have a ton to spend, I would look for the best bargain. Now, to me, if the Xbox One S as whatever 1 month of Xbox Live and a game or whatever they're selling it with, and it's a UHD player.
Yeah, but Microsoft has already said, Craig. They already said that the X is not going to get any deals.
It's not getting no deals.
They're supposed to say that though.
The S is.
No, they did say that. They did say that about the X.
Yeah.
About the X. Yeah.
You'll get plenty of deals with the S. You'll probably get 10 games and all kind of goodies with it. But again,
what's going on with that?
On the market
I'm not seeing any of that. Like, I'm not seeing those crazy wild deals for the S.
Because the price is already $189. I mean, the price is $189.
Yeah.
Has it already dropped?
Walmart right now, you can go there and get one for, right now, $189.99. And
how is the PlayStation regular outselling this thing?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. And see, I said this yesterday on my podcast. That's my, what was it, Fat Man and Little John? That was the name of the two atomic bombs drop.
Mm-hmm.
If the PlayStation at a higher rate sells more consoles, because I don't know, if they sell more consoles, and not only that, the big one, they sell more software. That's, that I don't know where else they could go, because for me, that podcast is going to be epic. So on one hand, I don't want to do that podcast because I personally think that the Xbox should outsell everything because it's new hardware. Everything in my phone says it should sell more. But man, if PlayStation outsells them with a higher console, because like you said, it's $10 more, and I think the Xbox S has games with theirs. And the PlayStation is just the PlayStation. You know, it's not no games. You know, like last year they had Uncharted and a couple other games.
And
but
that's the weird thing about it. They like not even trying. I'm looking at PlayStation right now, and they're just like, yeah, come get.
Well, I mean, they do got the mind share. But I wanted to address something that Six said really quick. I don't know if you were listening or paid attention or anything, but Phil Spencer said exactly what you said they didn't say. He said it specifically. This is for people to take advantage of their 4K televisions. You do have a console for those who just have a 1080p. He said this about 4 or 5 times that I read. That they have a console for the 1080p people, and they have a console for people who want enhanced graphics and who want to take advantage of their 4K television.
But what did they come out with? I remember that statement. But after that statement, they were like, "Hey, no, with the X, you can still take advantage of 1080p TV."
Yeah, they had to.
So you're literally telling people this is the best console for you to buy, not the S. That's literally what you tell them.
Well, they have to sell. They have a new product on the line. They have to try to sell that new product.
No. Yeah, I mean, you have to try and sell it, but you don't want to kill your older product that
they're not killing the older product because. Well, they're not killing the older product because they just dropped it. They just dropped it to 180, 185, whatever it is. They just dropped it. So they're not killing it.
Right. But when you go anywhere, matter of fact, you're the marketing guy, right?
Yeah.
Right, Cycle? You're the marketing guy. When you go to any store, no matter what it is, Best Buy especially, what do you see advertised?
When I go to Best Buy, what do you mean?
When you go to Best Buy, let's say you're just a random person walking into Best Buy, you go to the gaming section. What do you see? You see 3 TVs set up in a damn circle, in pretty much like a square, and they're all advertising the Xbox One X.
I haven't seen that. I go in there and I see the X there, and I see
the PlayStation.
I see all of them. I see the X there. I see the PlayStation. I don't even see many pros that much, but I do see the Xbox advertisement, and I see both Xbox advertisements, and I see the regular PlayStation, and I see the VR.
I never see the regular cinema. All you see is that thing that shows all the different specs for the Xbox One X, telling you it's 6 teraflops, 320 gigabytes of. No. That's what you got to do. I'm serious. It's like a card that reads.
Well, I got a correction. I got to make a correction here to something I just said. Shout out to Corey Massey. He did say that the Slim, I guess starting Friday, the Slim PlayStation is going to have Call of Duty with $199, Star Wars with the system $199, Destiny 2. I guess this is for the OG PS4 for $199 on Friday. So I got to make that correction. So that is strong. I didn't think they had any out there with games. Obviously, I was wrong about that. So I will stand corrected. Thanks, Corey. I just wanted to make the announcement for everybody. So
and Cycle, Call of Duty, not to say that you're wrong, Cycle, but the problem with the messaging is that the focus is solely on the X. That's the only thing I'm saying.
That's the thing. They have a brand new product. Sony did the same thing when they just put the Pro out. It's the same exact thing. For the first 4 or 5 months, all you saw was the Pro. And when you go to Best Buy,
it was always different about the Pro though. Okay. From the gate, you didn't go in with even a inkling of saying to yourself, "Oh man, the Pro. This I have to have this." No, it was always just an option. This is almost not even like an option. It's almost like they're telling you this is the console that you need. This is the console that you have to have. Just
talking about how you. That's the thing. This is I have to differentiate for myself too. Is sometimes people get caught up in what they feel and actually what's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they've actually like I said, they came out and said, this is what this is for. This is what that's for. How you take that inside, and how you see the marketing and how you see things being advertised, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different thing. So then you're talking about how you feel when you look at these commercials. You feel like you have to buy the X instead of the S. But that's a part of what Microsoft is supposed to do because they got a new product out there that ain't even been out there for 3 weeks yet. They have to try to sell the product. They have to sell it. That's what they have to do. You asked me about, am I the marketing guy? I'm telling you, as a marketing guy, this is what they have to do for a brand new, spanking new product. Now, as the year goes on, as the time goes on, they're going to do more for the S. But right now, they have a new product on the line.
I highly doubt that. I have no
We have to wait and
information
see.
to back that up, but I completely doubt that. After you just told everybody that this is the best thing for you, you're not going to then turn around and say, but
we also have
be the
this.
best thing.
I think it's putting expectations in check. I think obviously what they were supposed to do, which they did overhype, and that's what you're supposed to do when you have a new product. You're supposed to hype it to number 20 out of 10, just overhype it. But then right before it launched, then Phil started kind of backtracking some of the expectations because people started talking about sales. Will it win NPD and everything else? Now, let me ask you this, Cycle. If the X does not, let's say the PlayStation 4 Slim wins NPD.
No Nintendo included. Just
no Nintendo. Let's say the Switch. If the PlayStation Slim beats the Xbox X in NPD, what does that say? Does that tell us something, or do we just dismiss it? Or
let me be clear. You're talking about the Slim outselling the X. So you're talking about a $200
a new product. A new product.
The PlayStation family outselling the Xbox family.
So there's two things to this. Number one, Sony has better marketing. They have they have better marketing. They have a stronger brand, and they have cheaper consoles.
Wait, Cycle. I really have to stop you there, brother.
What?
Really? You think Sony has better marketing than Microsoft?
Okay, I saw
when it comes to the PlayStation, yeah,
that's what me being a person who says I like PlayStation, I would prefer PlayStation. I by no means, I swear, I fell for the Microsoft marketing. I really did. I never fell for PlayStation marketing. I don't even feel like PlayStation marketed the way they should have marketed. But with the Xbox, they throwing out the numbers. They telling you why you need this. They telling you about nigga. They done turn all customers into tech specialists. Nigga, they can all go work for Geek Squad right now.
No.
Hey, on the box, it does say 321 gigabytes of RAM. Gigabytes of throughput. It does say the specs on the box. That's like
when it comes to marketing. When it comes to marketing, Sony is smoking Microsoft. When it comes to marketing.
What about the 1080?
Microsoft is just now. Listen to me. Microsoft is just now starting to do what they were supposed to do. Just now with this X, they're just now doing it. Sony's been doing it since 2013. They've been doing a really, really amazing job at marketing. Like we sat in meetings.
I got a gaming question. I got to ask a gaming question.
Okay.
All right. I got Kratos saying no on this one already. He said no. So, Cycle, you the Xbox guy. Do you have Assassin's Creed Origins on your Xbox?
I do.
Does it have a 1080p 60 mode?
No.
All right. Well, all right. Go back to what you were saying. All right. That's this probably all right.
Actually, it does. It does have a 1080. Craig, my bad. It does have a 1080 60 mode. It just requires,
I said, go ahead.
Assassin's Creed Online. The Assassin's Creed Origins. It does have a 1080 60 mode.
Oh, it does where?
Yeah, on a PC.
It requires you to have Steam, and it also requires.
All right, you got me. Go ahead, Cycle. You talk about the marketing. So you feel that Sony's going circles around them. So what about those cats?
Yeah,
putting a sock chip in their mouth. I saw a. I just want your opinion on that. And then I actually did see I went to go see Justice League, and they did have a Xbox X commercial before the movie. Now the movie is bombing, so people ain't watching it, so they're not seeing the commercial. So I think they're trying.
That's what I'm saying. Just now, you're starting to see what Microsoft should have been doing a long time ago.
I got you. All right, I got you, bro.
Look, I travel the world, man, and I see Sony everywhere. I see Sony billboards everywhere in Africa, fucking China, like everywhere. I see Sony stuff. Their marketing of 1080p at the time, and power at the time. the marketing deals that they have with Call of Duty and Battlefield, like it's not even a question. It's not even a debate here. Sony is killing Microsoft when it comes to their marketing team, and whoever they got that has their ears on the ground listening to people like you and I. They have people that are listening to us. They have to.
I'm gonna tell you what I love about Sony. What I really love about Sony is you never hear from the executives.
Yes, facts.
That's the one thing that I love. I feel like Microsoft, they stick their foot in their mouth way too much.
But look, that goes back to Cycle's point. Sony actually has a marketing department that deploys all its marketing tactics and stuff like that. The Xbox does not have a marketing department. Their marketing department consists of Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and Mikey Barra, and Major Nelson.
Twitter. And
they got guys. They got guys.
Yeah. A friend of mine works for Microsoft, and they just it kind of, to me, it shows you what because I think a lot of the problem, Kratos, and you've said this before, is that a lot of cats think that Xbox is Microsoft, and they don't understand it. It's just a division of Microsoft. It's one of many. And so, but their Surface, their tablets and all that kind of stuff, that's where their money is in their Windows and updating and stuff like that. They got those worldwide, they got those big corporate contracts with, I'm talking about, they got them all over the world. And they just don't have a huge, I mean, that thing, I thought that thing sold well in Japan until a friend of mine on the military base said, man, that thing bombed in Japan. And here I am thinking, I thought it sold well in Japan. I'm talking about the X.
Go ahead.
Nah, fam, we said it didn't.
And this is just a rumor. Like, I don't know this for a fact, but the rumor is that Sony hired the same people that used to do the marketing for the 360. The rumor is Sony hired them in, I think, 2012. I think that's right. That's the rumor. Yeah.
Well, the biggest marketing thing they got, and we're going to find this out next month, is the price. I mean, it's just, to me, if somebody's offering a similar experience at $100 cheaper, most people are just going to go ahead and go cheaper, because that's what most people, I mean, people that are, I don't understand why folks don't understand that. I mean, it's just, a Honda Accord is a nice car, but the sells a car in that class with just as good a powertrain warranty. Hell, I can't think of the name of it now. The one that the Blake Griffin advertises for. But
Kia.
The Kias. Or not, is it? Yeah, Kia. Same class, same features, $10 cheaper. So I'm getting a like experience, and most people, Kia is always selling well in that class compared to the Honda Accord. Even though the Accord is rated every damn year, Kratos, this is a better car. Yeah. Every year, car drivers, the Honda's up there. And the Accords have been around since the 70s. So 70s or early 80s. But I just don't understand why people are having trouble with this. But next month, this whole thing, here's what's going to come to fruition next month. And this is going to be bad for some folks. These cats that have run around online for the last 3.5 years, forget about the whole power narrative. Well, a little bit of the power narrative. But I love this one. Games sold better on the PlayStation because the PlayStation was more powerful. So I don't want to see things like I'm seeing right now. The tracking, and shout out to John Campia. Star Wars is tracking for 200 million opening weekend. Opening weekend, folks. 200 million stacks, okay? But if we go back to the gaming here, if they go ahead and Sony outsells them with less power, what will they say then? Because now that gets blown apart. It's like, well, the game's supposed to look and run better. According to you, they should sell better. And I don't want to hear personally, well, there's more people with PlayStations. That doesn't matter. If your whole argument has been the games only sold better because they look better, then everybody should buy There should not be one person buying Star Wars Battlefront on the PlayStation because it looks better on the Xbox, according to the fanboys. So, boy, let me tell you this right now. If all you cats are running around saying that, if they lose NPD, especially on the software side, those cats are going to get it. You might as well just get offline for a couple until next year. Till next year, I'd stay offline.
I'm personally gonna make them all day for that though. I'm making videos.
See, there's gonna be people making videos like this young man that's here now.
And I told them if the Switch beats you and the PlayStation beats you, like bro, come on.
No, we can't talk about the Switch. No, the Switch is something else, man.
The Switch is still in the Xbox S though, so
that's
like,
a handheld though. That's a handheld, man.
It's still a console though.
It's a handheld. Like that's the market that Nintendo dominates. Nintendo has put themselves out, like they effectively did this. They effectively taken themselves out of the console market.
Second gamer, let me ask you a question. If I give this dude online, right, my PlayStation and ship it to him, and he turns my PlayStation into a laptop, will it be a laptop or a PlayStation console?
What?
If I send my PlayStation to this guy who turns consoles into laptops, but it's still a console, but it looks like a laptop and it's portable, will it be a laptop or a console?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer.
It'll be a console.
Exactly. So the Switch is a console. It's just portable.
So you might as well say my cell phone is a console. You might as well say that the Vita is a console and the Game Boy Advance is a console and all that shit.
Your cell phone is not a console. It's a phone that has an app. It's basically a smartphone. It's not a console.
Okay. So what about the Game Boys and the Vitas and all that kind of stuff? What about those?
Didn't they call those handheld consoles?
I don't know, but are they? I'm asking Garuda. Are they consoles as well?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on a limb and semi-agree with Cycle. Yes, Nintendo market this thing as a home console, but theoretically, the stats show that most people play it in handheld mode. And for all intents and purposes, everything on the system is in the handheld portion. The base does nothing. Right. So I will say that, but again,
basically a cable.
Yeah, but you can't really pick and choose on what you want to compete with your platform. We have three hats that are in the ring. We have Nintendo, we have Microsoft, and we have Sony. They have their flagship products, which is the PlayStation, which is the Xbox, which is the Nintendo Switch. So those three are going to have to just compete against each other. And sometimes Nintendo have beat Sony with the MPDs and sometimes vice versa. So here's the thing. Come November, next month, when we get November MPDs, remember, anytime a new console drop, that first month is when all the sales basically go for that thing. So if the X, which launched at the first of the month, close to the first of the month, if that thing hasn't sold, hasn't won that month of MPD, it will never ever win another month. That was the month that it was supposed to win. And if so, it's all downhill from now.
I'm predicting
I agree.
that they're going to move at least 700,000 units of the X. That's my prediction.
I hope it a million plus. I mean, shit, I bought like 4 or 5 of them damn things. So, and I'm just one person.
I'm definitely 700K. The reason why is because there's a lot of people who have the original S, and they most definitely gonna convert over to that X. That's a given. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we already know that they pushed out more than 80,000 in the UK. So let's not even say 80,000 anymore in the UK. Let's give them 100,000 in the UK. The US is the biggest market for the Xbox. So I'm guaranteeing that they at least pushing out 500,000 to 600,000 in the US alone.
Yeah. Well, I'd say they ought to do bigger than that in the U.S. as much as when somebody sticks a sock in their mouth and they're making tacos, for Christ's sake. That mean what they should go ahead and sell more than that. You're saying minimum?
That would be assuming that everybody cares about graphics. Not everybody gives a damn about graphics.
Yeah. Sure. I don't count. All right, what do you think about software? That's hardware. What do you think sells more software?
Here's the thing.
I think Nintendo software.
Yeah, Nintendo and Sony are going to get it because they.
Well, no, here's the thing. With the conversion rate being what it is, Microsoft, in a sense, just like the PlayStation, they're not technically gaining new customers. Those customers are customers who are already in the ecosystem. So the software sales are going to stay the same in that regards, but they are going to bring in a small amount of new people. You know what I'm saying? And those are going to be the people who are on the fence. Those are going to be the people who are enthusiasts, who like power and shit like that. They're going to go out and they're going to buy that console.
Hey, let's be practical real quick though, because Phil Spencer himself says the Xbox S is going to be the top seller. And Black Friday, huh?
You're right. He did say that.
Black Friday is coming up, and the Xbox X just came out this month. So unless Microsoft is going to drop it down to $450, which I hardly see them doing, but they might do it, the Xbox S's and the PlayStation Pro and the PlayStation Slims are going to fly off the shelves. The Nintendo Switch is going to be hard to find because people are going to be fist fighting over it. So the Xbox X is going to be like very few people are just like, okay, I have the money, so you know what, I'll get it. But that's just a small amount of people. The Xbox dudes need to stop worrying about the PlayStation dudes because we already know we're going to talk smack. They need to worry about the Nintendo because the Nintendo dudes are pulling up behind them and I don't even see it coming. and people say like, oh, it's not a console. I'm like, bro, it's a console. It's just portable. They said it's a hybrid, but it's a console. Like, come on.
Nintendo saw the future.
Well, I'm trying to pull an article about Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I heard they got some content coming out. They finally got an offline mode and some cars.
Yeah, they went ahead and gave you a full, basically what we had in the previous GT Gran Turismos, the offline campaign, new cars and stuff like that are coming. So I mean, again, that goes back to our conversation earlier. When gamers speak, you know, if they speak loud enough, you can make some change. I think you can make a lot of change. And
well, speaking of change, look, if you buy a bag of Doritos right here, you can win an Xbox X between 9 and 11:30. And it says right here, but yeah, you're right. Now, Gran Turismo? They always planned on adding the single player though, right, Kratos?
Yeah. Again, they try to, you know, again, this game is not your traditional Gran Turismo game. It was a sport. They said that they wanted to focus on the esports side of it versus the traditional one, and they noticed that obviously the gamers said, "Hey, we want that traditional mode in there as well." And so,
wait, hold on. Did you actually say single player? There's never been a single player in Gran Turismo. Like, I don't understand.
Campaign, man, the campaign.
No, the whole campaign is based on getting your licenses. That's what the whole thing is.
But that's what this is.
But there's never been a single player in Gran Turismo, though.
Okay, you race, you unlock cars, and that's basically been Gran Turismo.
And you upgrade your license.
Just like Forza.
Yeah,
same thing here. Except with GT Sport, it has the online component that actually lets you get your real world racing license when you go through the competitions and you do your major requirements. So and offline was another big deal that people complained about. Granted, 99.9% of the people who have an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Switch play online or play connected to the internet. It's just a mere fact that some people don't want to be associated with anything that requires you to be connected to the internet, even though they're always connected to the internet. So that's a whole nother story.
That's still no excuse. That's no excuse for them. I mean,
no, definitely.
We would have gave Forza complete shit for that if that.
Definitely, I totally agree. So. Which is why they backtrack. I totally agree with you.
Hey, can I ask a question? I'm not sure because I have Gran Turismo digital, but do they sell the physical disc?
Yes.
But can you play it offline? Yeah. With the physical disc?
No, okay, here's the thing. You can play offline. Here's the thing. The content of what you can do offline is very limited. Plus, all of your saves save not to your console, but to the cloud, to their online servers. So you could play offline for 3 hours, and until you connect to the internet to be able to save to the cloud, it won't take.
So then there's no license mode?
That's correct.
Oh, okay, well that's pretty bad.
Yeah. So
adding cars.
Yeah.
They've added cars too. They added a Stingray. They added a Stingray. They added the Holstrom. The Chris Holstrom Concept 67 Chevy Nova.
Yeah.
That
so you got your classic cars, and they also said by the time they're done with all the DLC, you're gonna have 500, a little bit over 500 cars in the game. So The content is coming. They said that
Yes.
prior to the release of the game. They said that over a year ago. It's just, here's the thing about it. You have guys, this is a simulation racer. So they are already selling to not a niche, you might as well say a niche market. Okay, the guys who have been playing Forza, the guys who have been playing Forza Horizon, the guys who have been playing Drive Club, you are not selling to those guys. But obviously, if you're competing in the same realm, then those guys are going to want to buy the game. And then this turns them off if they can't play offline, if they can't play the traditional GT with the licenses and all that stuff. You know, a lot of stuff turns them off. So, but those are the majority. The casuals are the majority.
It shows because I think Forza is ahead of GT right now.
No,
so
it's not. No,
Forza,
it's not, sir.
Oh,
no.
Wait, hold on. I'm just telling you what I saw. Calm down. Calm down. It was at number 10, and GT Sport was at number 11. It was right behind it. Not by
for pity's sake.
No, I thought you were talking about sales, because I was going to say just the first day drop, the first week, GT Sport outsold Forza 7 3-1, and that gap has just only widened. But that brings up a good question, Cycle. Forza is a main stable franchise of Microsoft and the Xbox platform. Since Forza 7 didn't do what they projected it to do, which was sell 4 to 5 million copies, if this game, when it's all said and done, has sold, let's say 1 million, maybe 2 million copies, that means the trajectory is going down and down and down. What does that leave Microsoft with? Because we've seen the stats of Gears, we've seen the stats of Halo, and now we're seeing the stats of Forza. The trend is going downward. This is why they need more new IPs, because those games aren't forever going to sell 6, 7, and 8 million copies.
I agree with that. Because if I was an Xbox dude, I would try and do a campaign, because they need to stop focusing on Forza being better than Gran Turismo. It will never be, no matter of the score. They need to focus on Horizon. Forza Horizon. What they need to do is add in cops, a bit more of a story.
Need for Speed, Need for Speed, right?
Yes, and then go after EA and say,
no, I don't think they can do that. I think they're doing great with what they're doing. They have a racing simulator, and they have a open world racer. I mean, that's what I don't see the issue with that. I don't see the problem.
You see, this is why I can never be an Xbox dude, because you just completely.
What are you saying? How is it an Xbox dude if I'm saying it's good for them to have a simulator and it's good for them to have an open world racer? More games are good. What is? I don't understand.
Okay, so what he's saying is, basically,
they should give up on Forza Motorsport.
Okay, no. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is Forza 5, Forza 6, and Forza 7 are basically the same game. It's the same thing. All they did was just add the cars from 5 and the cars from 6, and that delivers Forza. They need to add something else in there to look what Gran Turismo did. They went out and got the licenses. They went out and got this whole esports thing. They changed. They're changing the game. They're not trying to just keep delivering the same game year after year after year.
What if they change in Gran Turismo? What did they change besides giving us online or whatever? What did they change
your real world racing license, right? So you got your real world.
One, didn't they?
No. No, they didn't. This is the first time ever in history.
Okay, I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah, will allow you to get your real world racing license, where you can go to your local track and actually race competitive in real life. And on top of that, they focus on the sport and teaching you how to race. I don't know if you've played the game, but if you've played the game and you go through
the new one, yeah.
Okay, and so when you go through the teaching side of it, it actually teaches you how to race. So you just can't you pick up Forza, right? You go in, you crash, you make a mistake, you hit the rewind button. Okay, that's not realistic. This teaches you how to hit the apex. It teaches you, and you actually get graded based on your activity on the track. So when you're racing, if you have a clean pass, if you don't play bumper cars with people, if you run off the track properly, you'll be rewarded with a higher class and higher ranking.
Yeah,
so you get to compete against other people on your level. So this stuff has never been done before.
So Kratos, this is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
This is what I'm saying. He said that they just stop trying to be like Gran Turismo. They're not trying to be like they're their own game.
No, I said that. I said they need to forget motorsport and they need to combine the motorsport and the Horizon.
Y'all said no.
No, but I'm saying they need to keep it realistic, but they need to add in more traffic, bigger maps, and then police, and then like add in like a bit more story,
So
and then you can literally
the game.
but you could.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Horizon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
okay, well, yeah, but now motorsports it drives differently. I've got both, and they drive totally differently. And
y'all made it seem like I didn't understand what he was saying. Y'all didn't understand what he was saying.
No, but I'm saying because when people
saying
like when people say like, oh, there's a new Need for Speed, like Need for Speed, I'm like, nah, we have Horizon. It's like, why would I play Need for Speed when Horizon exists? And then people would literally just, oh shit, Horizon is a new bitch in town. Like, good lord, she's nice. Like people would just like go for that though. Like if they get the physics from motorsport into Horizon and make it like with police, more traffic, and you could have like missions and stuff like that, like just like a whole map, bro. People will go and play that game.
They got a game like that. It's Horizon, man.
And let me tell you,
shout out to Jabari. Jabari in the chat. He's saying that Motorsports is a bigger game than Horizon. They can't. He's right. That game to me screams simulator. I played them both, and Forza Horizon. That is fun to play, you know. But it's an arcade game. It's an arcade racing game. It looks beautiful. Plays fun.
Here's the thing, though, guys. They have two racers, one arcade and one focused on more of the simulation side of it, even though it's a simcade. These are their bread and butters. They don't have much outside of Forza. They don't have anything outside of Gears or Halo. They can't just drop one product because these are the only games that they have that literally sell consistently. They've tried in the past, like with your Sunset Overdrives, with your Rise, with a bunch of other games that didn't do well. So they really are in a hard position. They can only add on to, but they can't really take away because, I mean, once you take away, 2 or 3 million in sales of a game, they just don't have the stable. They just don't have the games to be able to do that. So they have to consistently crank out these things.
All right, let me ask you all this, because somebody brought this up in the chat. Rilo Gas is saying that, and I have seen this. Call of Duty World War II, there's 2 black people hanging from a tree.
Yeah, I saw
in Germany. Okay, but here's what I'm going to say about that. I'm about as upfront about this stuff as it can be, but in Medal of Honor Front Line, if you want to go back in a time machine, they had the same thing, except it was like 3 or 4 white guys hanging. So I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I'm just telling the real guys. I mean, they did this years ago on Medal of Honor Front Line, kind of the game that got Call of Duty started. So, and yes, the Nazi Germany, they were hanging people. This is historical fact. So, it is what it is. I mean, I know it was kind of a big deal, but it's not. It's a big deal, but they're trying to add realism. But it could, if you want to say it's poor taste, okay. But they did it with Medal of Honor as well. But go ahead, what you all were talking about Horizon. I just want to give my 2 cents on that. If anybody else wants to chime in, they can. But that was
before we move on, do we have any Xbox people in here besides Cycle?
Me?
Nobody else is foolish enough to be an Xbox fan.
Y'all keep saying I'm Xbox.
No. I know we got Craig as well. That's the Pope of Xbox.
Yeah, he's the Pope.
Cycle. We got
and I'm
the
king. Come on.
All right, I want to play a little game because I was watching a Kid Smooth video. Shout out to Kid Smooth.
Oh God, he's just like Sniper Gamer. They just alike.
And I got like 8 minutes. I gotta get back in the office.
All right, so I'm gonna make this quick. So he did a podcast type deal. It's called the Best Bot Theory, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "What game do you think was overrated?" And they went from platform to platform talking about overrated games. Now, the one thing I noticed is when he went to PlayStation and Nintendo, he could easily find overrated games. But when it came to Xbox, he had an excuse for every game and why he didn't think it was overrated. So
they ain't got no game.
I wanna ask, what game do you think is overrated on PlayStation?
Oh, well, as much as I liked it and would like to see it come back, I thought Tenchu 3 was overrated.
You mean like now or
you mean current or old?
No. Let's go for current. Let's go for current.
Okay.
Let's go for what's recently in people's minds.
None.
Because his biggest thing was Uncharted. He said that was overrated. Uncharted 4.
Oh, nah, you can't say that's just like saying Halo and Gears is overrated.
No. He also said that Bloodborne was overrated as well.
Hey, let me say this: none, because PlayStation fans are honest and genuine, unlike Xbox fans.
Man, this dude.
I'm being dead serious. I got receipts, bro. I got receipts. You don't hear PlayStation fans lying and saying that The Order was the best game ever. They say it was decent, but it was lacking enough set pieces as far as shooting pieces. But you hear you Xbox dudes lie and say Quantum Break or Sunset Overdrive was a good game. Did you see Porter Rock's last stream? Even he said those games aren't all that.
Nah, Sunset Overdrive is trash, my nigga.
All Xbox exclusives is trash.
Fuck y'all, man. That shit.
All Xbox exclusives are trash.
That shit is not trash, man. Game.
Stop lying.
Hold on, Psycho, you gotta leave. So what game or games?
No, I don't think.
Well, I want you to run through all three platforms though, Psycho, because I know you about to get up out of
real quick. I know you gotta go.
I don't think any of the games were overrated. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think any of them were overrated.
The only game I would say that I played.
That's played it safe, bro.
No, I'm just keeping it real. Like I played Zelda. I love that fucking game, and I think it deserves. They don't deserve a 10 out of 10, but I think it deserves a very, very, very high score. From what I played with Mario, it seems like a Mario 64 type game, and I love what I played from it. Uncharted, that shit was great. I finished it. Ratchet & Clank was good. I thought Quantum Break. The only issue y'all gonna have is with the Xbox games that I say that aren't overrated. I love Quantum Break. I love Sunset Overdrive. I'll play Killer Instinct almost every day. Fucking Halo was good. I genuinely enjoy video gaming, regardless of what people may say about me. I really enjoy all of gaming.
So
go ahead.
I was
just gonna say, for me, I do agree with the chat. I was gonna say maybe Infamous Second Son was a little overrated. The gameplay to me was just and I don't play those type of games normally, but golly, Killzone. I mean, we're just talking about, I don't know, anything recently. Everything's been real good that I've played, but for me, I'd say Killzone and maybe Infamous a little bit overrated, but underrated, I'll say Until Dawn.
But if you look at the Metacritic scores, Infamous didn't get a really good Metacritic score, so I think people were kind of quite honest about it. It got like a high 70 something.
Yeah, that and what's called Killzone.
Deal about it was one of Sony's first 1080p games. I mean, as far as and the Uncharted, the other one, shit fire.
It's much better than Sunset Overdrive. It's about a B+, way better than Sunset Overdrive. That's a problem.
Yeah, I played Sunset. So for me, that's it. I mean, I haven't played Nier. I've got Nier Automata. Anybody who hasn't got that, I think that is on sale Black Friday for $20. So Persona 5 is going to be like $29.99 for the people who are waiting on those games.
It's overrated.
Overrated.
All three platforms.
Forza Horizon to me would be overrated for the Xbox.
That's actually the Forza I like, bro. That shit.
No. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just it's my opinion. I'm more of the motorsport, the simulation guy. So obviously I would be biased with that. On the PlayStation side, overrated. Believe it or not, I'm probably gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Really?
Yeah, and that may be shocking to some. And for Nintendo, I mean, shit, none of their first party IPs are overrated. I mean, they're just no, it don't matter. 20 years from now, Nintendo will be dropping Mario, and it's just gonna sell gangbusters. They just make quality games that make you forget about the technical specs. It makes you forget about all the crap that you have to deal with on the PlayStation and the Microsoft. So I can't think of any right now for the for Nintendo. But yeah, those are my two, and those are just my honest opinions, you know.
Right. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
What about the Garuda?
What's up?
What
Overrated on
all three
PlayStation?
all three platforms. What do you think is overrated?
I don't have a Switch yet, but I'm not getting an Xbox.
Damn. Okay.
But as
You're a
far
smart man.
as
Smart
far
man.
as I can see, I've never been into Zelda, so I could probably see myself saying it's overrated. But as far as PlayStation, I don't know, man. I'll have to kind of go with. That's hard, man. I kind of like all of them.
Whoever said Crash, I'm rolling with them, man. Because dog, I don't even know where the hype for that game came from. Like that was one of the most random games that people got excited for.
No, Until Dawn though, I would have to choose that. It was overrated.
Until Dawn was
Until Dawn?
a good game.
Yeah,
man. It set the the benchmark for games of that genre, I would say.
I'm gonna tell you why I like that game. I liked it because it was something out of the ordinary. It was not something that's done every year. It was something that just kind of it was different, and I can respect different versus the same old hand-me-down shooter, the same old tried and true platform. I mean, we have a million shooters on the market that they do the same thing, the same formula.
Yep.
But to find a game like that is, I can dig it. That and Hellblade too, something different.
Yeah, wow. Hellblade is really, and I don't like. Everybody know. People have been laughing. I've been like, people think when I get frustrated when I'm playing that game online. Cause I hate puzzles. I like more games like Wolfenstein. Just give me the gun, give me the objective, let me figure out a way to get through. And Hellblade, yeah, that's with those voices. You're trying to cancel out the ones that are trying to help versus the ones that ain't helping at all. And that game's amazing. People said it was. I think it was a little bit underrated. It's the second best game I played this year. Next to my favorite game I think of all time may be Life is Strange.
All right, so I'm rolling out.
I love it. All right, man. Cypher, man.
Take it easy, man.
All right, see.
Thanks for coming.
So I'll tell you,
but
Hellblade was definitely very good, man. I streamed that entire game from beginning to end. Like that game to me was just amazing.
Yeah,
it was definitely amazing, and the things that were going on in her head, like you actually felt for Senua. Like you felt like, damn, son, she really going through it right now. And you knew she was crazy as hell. Just the facial expressions, the eyes that looked like she ain't been sleeping weeks. Like shit was just going down with her, dude.
Well, I liked it because I know she's up. The actress is up for an award. I voted for her because she did not speak. She had to use her face to convey her emotion, whether it was confusion or disbelief or pain, that is hard to do. I mean, what she was doing is hard to do. So I'm like, well, she should win, but she won't. I'm sure the girl who played Aloy is going to win, So, because she did a good job too. But I thoroughly enjoyed Hellblade. I'm still trying to beat it, by the way. It's just God, I'm so busy doing other stuff. But
yo, you know what I played that is actually a fantastic game, and I think it's very underrated and people don't give it a chance. That damn Yakuza 0, dog.
Yeah.
Man, that game is legit one of the best games that I've played all year. Like I'm going for the platinum right now, but I expect that to take me about 60 to 70 hours because you got to do a lot of fuck shit in that game. But that game, story-wise, bro, it was so many twists and turns in that freaking game, dude. Like, I would advise anybody, if you have not played that game, play that game. Go buy that game. People need to buy that game.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask, what's the order I should play those in? Should I play, is it Kiwami or something like that? Which one should I play first?
I played Yakuza 0. I got Yakuza Kiwami as well. I'm gonna play that next. But I just started with Yakuza 0, man, and it explains so much about, like, Japanese culture is crazy as shit if you are to believe what happens in Yakuza, dude. Like their culture is fucking, dude. Just play the game, man. I don't even want to say nothing.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
will.
I'm gonna spoil some shit. That game is crazy.
All right, shout out to Jabari in the chat. He's saying 0, Kwame, then 2. Okay, because I didn't know which order to play it in. Yeah, OBJ, I think he tried to explain it to me during the summer, and I still did not understand. He said
if
0
you don't like reading, though, if you don't like, this is a disclaimer. If you don't like reading, don't get the game.
All right. Oh, hell. All right, I'll still get the game. I mean, some of these sales on Black Friday, even I can afford. If I can afford them, we all can afford them. So.
No, but it
that's what I'm
surprised
saying.
me. It surprised me, man. It really surprised me, Craig. Like, I started playing this game, Sunday, and I just beat the game today. And it was simply because I was taking my time doing all the little side missions and stuff like that. And, dude, that game is so... Like, Japanese have no chill, bruh. I'm talking about you got cat fights where girls is fucking... Like, they really getting it in. Then you got the underground fights, the underground pit fighting. Man, you know what? Let me stop because I don't really want to give too much away, man. It is crazy.
Those are definite endorsement by Sick for everybody to jump on. So you're gonna play all of them, man? Is Yakuza 2 available for PlayStation, or
it's only on PlayStation?
Okay, all right, yeah, because I know that there's more games coming, so maybe they'll announce some more than PSN. So the J-Dub drop off? I think he may have dropped off. All right. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've been here almost 2 hours. We're over 2 hours. So I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start playing some more games. Actually, Persona 5 is on sale. Yeah, Corey Mash, shout out to him. So,
how much is it going for?
Persona $29.99. Persona 5.
Oh, I'm going to cop that.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to get that.
Yeah, so I tell you what, because we've been here 2 hours, I know people it's day before Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna jump on out of here, and let's see, because I need to get back in touch with Triple Cup Chuck maybe for a podcast late tonight, but hopefully, hey, check it out. If Porter Rock does 60 frames no lag, and hopefully I get an invite to that, we can just continue with the conversation. So. So yeah, hopefully I can get on there. He's
gonna be lit. That is gonna be lit. This was lit, but that's gonna be lit.
What's that? Yeah, he did.
Oh, hey, Craig.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was gonna ask you before. You heard what Alex did? You know, the guy that debated Halo Storm.
Yeah.
Where he said he traded in his Xbox One S for a regular One S and also a PSVR, and they was saying that they was going off on him. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, he put a picture of his Xbox One S in his passenger seat, like they were doing with their Xbox X's. I'm like, yeah. I just threw my hands up in the air.
You know the Xbox community coming for his head, man.
I don't understand. I mean, it's still an Xbox. He's still in the ecosystem, and yeah, I mean, look, if you can get I'm telling you, the PSVR, if you want to jump in on that, now's the time because it's $200, and I don't know if you got to get the camera. I assume you may be able to find a camera somewhere like in a pawn shop for $20 for all I know. But
you can get the old PS3 sticks works with the VR. You don't have to buy the new sticks, so you can get the old sticks from like eBay for $20 or less. The move stick. Oh,
all right. Well, there you go. Yeah, for people. Yeah, you want to. There you go. That's hey, the frugal gamer right here. You're looking at them. So yeah, you cats want to jump in on that? I would, but I'm still doing other things. So yeah, it sounds like a good deal. $200, and you jump on in, guys. But I'm gonna get everybody get their shouts out here, and I'll start with you, Sit, who came in very graciously. Out of the book,
Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Like the Kool-Aid man, no plans. There was no plan on this. I just kind of dropped the link and said, "Come on through." So,
absolutely. Anytime, man. It's always good to come and hang out with you, Craig. The rest of the panel, man, y'all always great. Garuda, I didn't even know that was you, Garuda. I seen the picture. It said Denal or something like that. I might be mispronouncing it, man. I apologize. But yeah, man, it's always good to come hang out with y'all, talk these games and stuff like that. And like I said, if you want an Xbox, go get that Xbox. Xbox X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Rudy, go ahead and shout yourself out, brother.
This is Gorilla Legend. You see me in the chat. I have the picture of the cat. You know what I mean? Come to my channel. I have videos. I just got a mic, so I might try and do some stuff. Do like a little bit of politics and gaming. But I'm not politically correct, so you might get triggered. But thanks for having me on. Shout out to everyone else who was here.
All right. Well, all right. Andrew, you want to shout yourself out, brother?
It's Andrew Wilkins, the town sheriff of gaming. Got to keep you crazy fanboy, especially you Nintendo drones and Xbox in order and honest. But anyway, fun, great podcast, doing good with the channel. Keep up the good work. And man, what game you hopping on, Craig? You hopping on Battlefront tonight?
I don't know. It's maybe Mass Effect because I kind of got that bug back in me, and I may do that. I may finish Hellblade. I don't know. Maybe with Triple Cup Chuck. Try to say that 4 times.
I know, right?
Yeah, he wants to do a movie one later tonight. So I'll be on something though. Hey, Situated Spoon 26 on the Xbox, and shout out to everybody on the Xbox that wanted me to be the Pope of Xbox. It's working. You can clearly see those other channels there. Let's just say their views or live views are starting to go down. So I think people are starting to catch on. So, but big shout out to for all you guys for coming. Everybody that came, Cycle, J-Dub, Sick, Grudia, thanks for coming in. DR 809. Sorry, we didn't have enough time, bro. I've been here since noon Eastern time. And Andrew, thanks for coming. Shout out to you, Jay Barry. Hopefully, see you over there in the chat. Corey Massey, Thomas Hand, thanks for the article. Let's see. Yeah, Corey again, thanks for the correction on the other one. OBJ, my goodness gracious, brother. Glad you back up and running again. So, you're always here. Appreciate all the subs. I think I may have hit 450 subs, so I have to check that out. So, so if I have, appreciate everybody being here on short notice. And this has been the PORCHLyTE podcast before the Trifecta turkey hits you. So everybody take it easy, guys. And remember, feed your girl because you don't want to lose it to a man with sandwiches. Take it easy. Peace.